Welcome to this explainer. Today we're looking at a highly urgent, ticking clock situation that every single Windows user and business owner needs to know about right now. We are talking about emergency security patches for Microsoft Defender's zero-day flaws. If you use Windows, the clock is quite literally ticking and you absolutely cannot afford to ignore this.
Before we begin, please press the like button and the subscribe button. All right, with that out of the way, let's completely shift gears here because we have a very serious security situation to break down today.
Okay, let's dive into this. A zero-day vulnerability. Basically, this is a security flaw that attackers are already exploiting before a software fix even becomes available. You know, this isn't just theoretical. This is an active, live threat happening in the wild as we speak, which is exactly why business owners need to drop what they're doing and pay immediate attention to their IT systems.
And I really want to emphasize that number you see right there, 0. That's exactly how many days you have to prepare for this. The hackers are already moving. They found the open doors before the locks were even invented, and they're taking full advantage of those gaps right now.
Section 1. The zero-day threat.
So the core problem we're facing is that Microsoft has officially confirmed some very serious vulnerabilities within their ecosystem. These issues expose Windows devices, and obviously the businesses that rely on them day to day, to massive and unnecessary risk. And here's the dangerous irony of this entire situation. The guard itself is under attack. Microsoft Defender is the exact tool that's supposed to be guarding your system, but cybercriminals can now interfere directly with your protected devices through the antivirus tool itself. The protective shield has literally become the vulnerability.
Section 2. Two critical Defender flaws.
Let's transition into a technical breakdown of exactly what's going on beneath the surface here. Because there isn't just one problem we're facing today. There are actually two distinct, separate vulnerabilities threatening Windows systems right now. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it maps these two threats side by side. We aren't just looking at random lines of code here. These are specific, highly targeted weapons attackers use against your business. On the left, we've got a flaw that gives attackers full system control, and on the right, one that literally turns off your defenses. Let's break these down individually so you know exactly what you're up against.
So the first flaw, known technically as CVE 2026-41091, comes in with a massive severity score of 7.8 out of 10. This specifically affects the Microsoft Malware Protection Engine, version 1.1.260300308 and earlier. And look, a 7.8 score is a huge, flashing red flag in the cybersecurity world.
Just look at the impact of this first flaw. It essentially functions as a gateway. It allows an attacker who only has limited access to a Windows computer to completely escalate their privileges. They gain full control of the machine. And from there, it enables broader network access, allowing them to just flip the switch, turn off your protections, and easily steal your sensitive company data.
Moving on to the second flaw, we see another very high severity score of 7.5 out of 10. This one is CVE 2026-45498, and it impacts the Microsoft Defender anti-malware platform, specifically version 4.1826030.3011 and earlier. Again, this is a score that absolutely demands an immediate response from your team.
The impact of this second flaw is terrifyingly simple. It effectively shuts down Defender or heavily disrupts how it works. Think of it like this. This flaw is exactly like a burglar cutting the wires to your security cameras and disabling your alarm system so they can just walk right in the front door undetected. With the antivirus disabled, malicious software can run completely unchecked on your system without ever being stopped.
Section 3. The cost of delaying.
Now we have to address the elephant in the room. In business, there's always that overwhelming temptation to postpone software security updates, right? You don't want to interrupt the workday or slow down productivity. You might think, we'll just run this batch of updates over the weekend. But with these specific zero-day vulnerabilities, that is a massive gamble. So, the crucial point is, every day that you don't install the patch is another day you're vulnerable. I really want to pause and let the gravity of that quote sink in. Because this is a zero-day vulnerability, cybercriminals are moving with incredible speed. They're actively hunting right now. Delaying the patch rollout just increases your cyber attack risk exponentially with every passing hour.
And if you run a small or medium-sized business, do not think you're flying under the radar here. Actually, modestly sized businesses are prime targets. The facts show that smaller companies often have weaker update routines and fewer internal security resources. Once the details of a vulnerability like this become public knowledge and attackers know they work, they deploy automated active scanning. They are systematically out there looking for outdated systems that haven't rolled out the patches yet. It's basically a numbers game, and smaller companies are often the ones caught in the net.
Section 4. Simple steps to fix.
Thankfully, we've got a clear, empowering action plan to resolve this right away. And the best news? You absolutely do not need advanced cybersecurity knowledge to handle this. Microsoft is heavily emphasizing the urgent deployment of patches, and these security updates will definitively close these gaps before attackers can exploit them. So let's just walk through these 5 simple, critical steps to dramatically reduce your exposure and prevent a data breach today. Step 1. Confirm that Microsoft Defender is fully updated across all company devices. Step 2. Enable automatic updates whenever possible so your system just handles this for you. Step 3. Restart your systems if the updates require it. Seriously, do not leave them pending in the background. Step 4. Continue to encourage your employees to rigorously avoid suspicious downloads or email attachments. And Step 5. Ask your IT providers to explicitly verify your antivirus engine versions against the patched versions.
Let's move to and see how this builds. Section 5. Staying ahead of threats.
Cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving, and as we've clearly seen today, even incredibly trusted standard tools like Microsoft Defender occasionally require emergency zero-day fixes. The digital landscape is just never perfectly static. So what's the grand takeaway here? Responding quickly to security alerts and regularly monitoring your software health better positions you to avoid major business disruptions. Staying on top of system updates universally remains one of the absolute easiest and most highly effective ways to deal with increased cyber attack risks across the board.
Which brings us to our final point, and a somewhat provocative question you really need to ask yourself right now. Are your company's defenses up to date, or is your antivirus already asleep at the wheel? Don't wait to find out the hard way when the damage is already done. Check your Microsoft Defender versions today, push those urgent updates, and protect your hard work. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay vigilant and stay secure.